is the On Call Podcast. Your home for sports, news, pop culture, tech, and the obscure. And of course, your host, Michael Meyer.
I've been drinking Kool-Aid Jammers like I did when I was 9. Cause I like to pretend that I haven't lost the time. In the end, the nostalgia, though it tastes fine, I can only drink a couple cause it feels like a lie. We played Halo and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. We would go to school but not learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. They've been with me for some time, and it's nice to know that they still by my side. Friends are like stars, cause no matter how far, when it's dark outside, they will be your light. We played Halo, and we'd lay low in our basement until the sun began to rise. But now learn too much, cause it's hard to read when you've got tired eyes. Months go by, the time it flies, past the days that we drink Kool-Aid in the summertime.
Wait. Happy Thursday.
Years go by, the time it flies.
We have a couple more Thursdays before Turkey Day. So that'll be interesting.
It's also Steelers-Bears week.
Yeah. Yep. That'll be a barn burner.
It's so exciting that the Mannings decided to take it off.
Did they really?
Yeah, they actually had already released the schedule for who is as a guest. Josh Allen was supposed to be there. Not Strahan. Some other famous D lineman was supposed to be there. And a good commentator. I was like, oh, that's a pretty good lineup. And then the next day they tweeted out, Manning Monday, going for a bye week this week.
They're like, we are quarterbacks. We don't want to watch this lack of offense.
Yeah, you don't.
The over-under is set at 40, and I think that might be generous. Because that means one of the teams has to score more than, 24.
And that's... You guys can do it. If in the first quarter, Ben's arm was lively in the first.
Okay, but
quarter.
if we score 24, then you have to score 16 also to get to the cover.
We're good. We score 2 touchdowns.
Based on the spread, it's basically like they're projecting a 24-17 game. I could easily see it being 17-13 one way or the other, though. Or grosser than that, even 13-9. It could be so gross.
It's too bad that. Well, I mean, it's not too bad. It's rude to say it that way, but fucking Nagy's back. And I listened to. Well, actually, I watched it. I watched it on YouTube because the Chicago Bears. I don't know if all teams do it, but the Bears live stream all of their. It's usually Wednesdays, but they.
Touchdown, Jonathan Taylor.
Look at that touchdown.
Dude, that's the one trade with Adam that I feel like I really
Lost or won.
Cause I got Jonathan Taylor, and I basically I got Jonathan Taylor and stuff for Zeke because he valued Zeke more. But I wanted Jonathan Taylor for the youth.
I got Jonathan Taylor in my other fantasy league, but you're not a YouTube premium guy, are you?
No.
It's really turned into the main source of consuming content for me because Jackson has decided to take up my Spotify because he listens to Baby Shark all the time.
Sure.
And I don't like ads. So I have YouTube Premium. So the Bears every Wednesday like to do their media availability day and they stream it. So I got to watch Matt Nagy talk about how he He did his notes, sat at home, and he was at a hotel. And it was so stressful for him, and he didn't know what to do with himself. So he wrote notes and to write out what worked and what didn't. It's like, I'm so fucking sick of hearing the same press conference from him every single week.
It's like, do you not usually take notes?
You gotta find out the whys.
He's like, I don't usually watch the All-22. I usually just,
What I see from the field as I squat. That's
that's it.
That's what happened. And I'm just sick of it.
I don't even watch replays when they put it on the Jumbotron. I'm like, no, don't look.
No, that's not what I saw. my boy Fields looked better last week. Granted, another loss. I thought they were going to win outright. Did not come close.
I think the Bears are in trouble this week, matchup wise.
I think they're in trouble every week now.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, Justin Fields' legs aren't gonna matter. For a team that it's not good when you play a team that faces Lamar twice a year. Because his legs aren't going to shock Pittsburgh. Like, they're just like, yeah, we play Lamar.
But his arm might. He has a better arm than Lamar, but he does not have the team and scheme around him that Lamar does.
Lamar's arm's not bad. But we usually just completely...
It gets better every year.
We just completely shut down Lamar, though. Because the thing is, we just basically... Our pass rush is good enough that we just crash the pocket without letting you escape the pocket.
Anybody hurt for you guys this week? I'm hoping. Watts are there this week. Deanne Bush. Devin White. Or not Devin White.
That's been healthy this year basically is healthy. The problem is, if you remember, when you faced the... you guys faced the Bengals and you won.
We won, yeah.
And then you faced the Browns and that
we ate shit.
And like it's because like it's a team that understands how to pass rush a guy who can run because you play him twice a year. Because they just blew through the Bears line all game. Fields had terrible stats, but it wasn't his fault at all. He was snapping it, and Myles Garrett was in his face.
He was eating Myles Garrett's dick right out the gate.
And there's nothing you can do about that.
The good thing about the Bears is one of their drafted tackles is in now. Their right tackle.
Mike White's not in.
What a little bitch.
Oh, no. Flacco's not dressed. Flacco's in a hoodie. Who's the backup tonight?
Punter?
Looks like White might be coming in, but...
Typical Thursday night NFL game. Let's see how fucked up we can get this. Oh. 5th round pick by Tampa Bay.
Josh Johnson. He's like been in the league forever. 7 years. He's 1-7 in his career. That's terrible.
The Thursday hits keep on coming.
8 touchdowns, 14 picks. Way to be.
Like, what is he doing? Why are you playing catch if you're not in the game?
I feel awful for him.
Josh Johnson or Mike White?
Mike White. He showed out and he was like, this is going to be a time on national television. They'll probably go with Zach Wilson, but like this was his time to show out to possibly get a job somewhere else.
Do you think they took him out or do you think he's hurt?
He's hurt.
So why would you feel bad for him?
Because he got hurt.
For that drive and the first game, he's going to be signed by somebody. I don't know how good of a contract he'll get, but he'll be signed.
But on national television here, if he were to put up, like, even in a loss, if he put up, like, 28 points
I saw that grimace.
If he put up 28 or something tonight, like, he would have gotten the Matt Flynn deal. Remember Matt Flynn, who showed out for the Packers for a game?
6 touchdown passes against Seattle Seahawks, the last game of the season,
and then Seattle signed him for, like, $1 bajillion.
And then he didn't even start.
No, he didn't start his first year.
Lost his job to fucking Russell.
The rookie Russell Wilson,
Trust
who was
Russ.
third on the depth chart to start the year. He beat out Flynn, and I forget the other guy who got hurt that was fighting Flynn.
Well, this might go bad for me. Well, maybe not.
What did I get last week? I know you said you were 4-11.
Oh, you last week were 8-7.
Okay, 50-50.
The thing is, I went 4-11, so
yeah,
you gained some ground. The season total, you 70-50.
I'm 70. Oh, we did this. We didn't always do against the spread. I was like, wow, that's really good. Oh, double pass.
It's good play. And I am 72-48.
I forgot about I forgot that we didn't always do
ATS.
the spread. Yeah, and I was sitting here going, "Wow, that's good. 70 and 50."
Set me up. I'm gonna start living in Vegas.
Yeah.
So the first game tonight, you took the Colts, but you didn't feel great about it.
I feel
took
better.
the Jets. You feeling better now?
If Mike White's out the rest of the game, if they're rolling with Josh Johnson,
I don't like Josh Johnson.
what, you mean this is the 7th year in the league and he can't play for anyone? He's barely made rosters. He wasn't on this roster.
When did he get signed?
I mean, I think he was on the practice squad. I mean, they only dressed Wilson and White.
I didn't know you could even be on the practice squad this late in your career.
Yeah, you can. It's not normal. Quarterbacks are on the practice squad older because there's only so many guys who can even kind of do it.
Yeah.
And the thing about Josh Johnson is terrible as he is, and he's bad. He's an NFL player for 7 years. Like, not very many guys can even do that.
I hope he has a good financial manager because, like, third-string quarterbacks are not making the bucks.
I mean, you're making like $500-some thousand even on the practice squad.
But, because the veterans minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's
the
a fumble.
other excellent
The
thing.
Colts are saying there's a fumble.
Golly. The other excellent thing is you have free insurance.
And they're saying, yep, and they're saying it's Colts ball.
Come on, just hold on, Jets. 10 points.
Yeah, that might not cover the first half. Ooh, Ty Johnson.
Oh,
Well, that's not his fault. That was
Darius Leonard with
that was a great play.
with the peanut punch.
By the way, Watt's really good at that, but he's missed twice this year and just punched people straight in the chest in the middle of the field. Like, that can't feel good for either person. One, he's punching shoulder pads.
Who's got Ty Johnson in our league? Is it Mike?
I don't
Me?
know. You're Mike.
I know. No,
I know your roster.
not Ty Johnson depth. I would like Pittman to get a receiving touchdown, though. I'll take that. Oh, well, speaking of the NFL, before we get into the next picks, you vaccinated?
Not yet. I just got cleared.
That's right. So it's not even your fault. You're immunized.
I'm not even immunized.
You have natural immunization.
I got antibodies from getting the virus. No,
Man, Jonathan Taylor in my other league, he's already got 13. He was only projected to get like 11.
So, I got cleared because I was about to get the vaccine right when it was around release, but then I got COVID. And there was a discrepancy. They didn't know then how long you had to wait. They were saying 3 to 6 months after getting COVID before you get the vaccine. They didn't know. And now they've settled on 90 days. And I got it in July, like July 10th or something. So, like, I was technically apparently cleared October 10th, but I didn't know that. So I just went to the doctor on Monday, and she was like, yeah, you can get it now. So now I just had to figure out, I have to sign up somewhere.
No, just walk into Publix. This Publix, you don't even need an appointment.
Oh, really?
Just walk in. It's 10 minutes.
Is it,
The Moderna.
how many is it? 3? 2?
2.
2?
The Moderna's 2. But
They don't have a one and done anymore, right?
no, because they found that one's not effective. It has less.
Only men can handle that, Johnson.
Yeah.
The women were having, like, side effects. Some women were.
Yeah. I don't even know what they are now. But although really, a side effects, it's got less than the flu vaccine. Mm-hmm. My mom got her booster this week, and she said that's the first one that actually hurt and that she got flu-like symptoms from.
So does it hurt when you get the shot, like the actual needle, or are they saying it's the soreness?
The soreness.
Oh, okay, I'm not worried about that. I'm terrified of needles. That's my biggest fear in life. So, like, the anticipation, like, I got lab work done, which isn't even a big deal, where they put the needle in here and it's draining the blood. I can't look.
Do you get blood?
No. I should. I want to. I should.
I mean, if you have a thing with needles,
But it's like
if you don't
it's like telling certain people, like, oh, you're scared of snakes, go let one bite you to save someone.
so like if you don't like seeing needles, the one that they're doing to draw your blood, I definitely wouldn't want you to watch the one where they draw and take a unit of blood from you, because that's a big needle.
Well,
and it's long.
Yeah, I don't even like IVs. Like, I'm a wuss.
Oh, yeah, and those aren't even needles. I mean, it's a
IVs
needle to go in.
IVs hurt more than shots.
If you're
For
a
me.
bitch.
Well, for me, because I don't have very visible veins, so they usually stick me.
Oh, you're
like,
deeper.
They
Okay.
usually stick me like 5 or 6 times, and they can't ever see them, which is weird because I'm not exactly a dark person, but They can never find my veins.
Well, it's easier now. They got the vein finders now. You should be easy because you're a fucking ginger.
I'm so pale, yeah, but like literally every surgery I've ever had where they put an IV in me, they stick me like 5 or 6 times, and they always have to come in the side.
Oh, the watch start, yeah.
Which doesn't feel very comfortable.
And it never will be either.
Yeah.
It's just the delicate vein that doesn't get hit much.
Yeah.
But that's the one, if we have, because I worked on a congestive heart failure floor, that was one of the things that we love to do. Just like, if you wore a watch for a long time, that's going to be a perfect spot because that vein right there is super visible.
Oh, nice. Maybe I didn't used to wear a watch, so that's good. I'm going to start wearing it every day on this.
Yeah, it'll make it protrude that one on the top of your wrist. And then right here, over time, you get a good spot right there.
Perfect. I actually, speaking of giving blood, though, I'm a registered donor for BeTheMatch.com.
I don't know what that is. I just give blood to American Red Cross and their bus.
So it's this website where it's free to sign up online. That you like type in all your like health info, and they decide whether they deem you healthy enough to even be able to help them. And then obviously, since I'm younger,
get a hold of the ball.
It was fine. Then what they do is they send you a mouth swab, and you swab the inside of your mouth. And what is it's
are they like 23andMe and you to make sure?
It's bone marrow.
If you don't like needles, you damn sure shouldn't be giving marrow.
No, I'm
not signing up for that.
I'm aware of that, but there's like so many different types of marrow that it's hard to find donors. So like it's one of those things where basically this company, if you get chosen, they will pay, like, because there's fundraisers for it. It's obviously a charity. They pay for you to fly out to wherever you need to go and pay for the surgery, and you like save someone's life. So most likely I will never be called upon because there's so many different types of marrow. But I just decided that I was like, if it's, I don't like needles, but if it's literally like, oh, I have to get over it for this painful arm thing, and then somebody gets to live, I'm
not doing marrow.
Yeah, no, but like they throw away blood. When you donate blood, like blood gets thrown away because it doesn't last very long. At least this one I know for a fact it's helping somebody.
That's fair.
So
I'm just also a little bit of a bitch.
Because
I know how much it hurts. A bone aspirate hurts. I'm never doing it. I will. I'll give blood. I've given gallons of blood.
This company also, though, if you can't do it, they will actually, like, if you're like too scared to do that, they'll pay for you to be put out to do it. Because it's straight up like this person probably dies if they don't get it, because it's like a bone cancer thing.
Yeah, leukemia's cancer, radiation, all those.
Yeah,
I understand. I should sign up for that. I'm a better person than that. That's why I give blood.
Yeah, so really this one. Watch, you'll sign up because I'm in peer pressure. They're calling you like the next day. They're like, we have one. You're gonna be like,
yeah, because I'm a universal donor.
They're like, we have one. It's in Northport, so you don't even get a trip. It's just here.
Maybe I would do it. I don't know. I try to be a good person.
Like it'd be terrible. Don't get me wrong, but it's just one of those things where it's like,
Yeah, since no one's watching, and now we told my mom. Another baby, man. Nicole made a shirt for my mom to tell her. She said for Jackson, because Jackson, who has decided he's going to be a walker now.
He walks now?
Short spurts.
Nice.
He's taken, like, the longest that I've seen, I think, was 9 steps before he fell.
That's pretty good.
She sent me the first video of him taking, like, 5. I saw 3, but I didn't want to give it away. I'm a good man. So I watched him take the first 3 steps, a multi-step one, and I didn't want to give it away. She sees 5 steps. I get sent a high-quality HD video without her knowing that I've seen the steps.
That's funny. 4th and 1, and they bring in Hines. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Wentz ruined it for me. I last week I was promoting. He's the guy. He's got it.
Speaking of, I'm setting up an appointment with the urologist to get a vasectomy, so I'm going the other way.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
we can go together.
Yeah. The cool thing is with my hernia, they confirmed it was a hernia, and I have a ultrasound on Monday just to see how big it is and to make sure that it needs to be operated on, which they assume it will be. But they just said it's something they always do, I guess.
Can they do it at the same time, or is it a separate procedure?
That's what they're saying. She says she's going to call, and a lot of times
it's probably separate.
She said that they'll be able to do it together.
Oh,
where they can put me out, and the urologist, while they have me open, will just go ahead and snip me, which is pretty awesome.
I would have to agree.
It's always nice to only have to have.
They put Taylor
surgery.
back in? No.
Well, they just showed that he got his arm hit.
He got it.
They just showed that he got his elbow hit with the helmet, so I don't know if he's hurt.
Who, Taylor?
Yeah, that's what they're showing.
Everyone's hurt on Thursday night. I'm afraid. Since mom found out that another baby coming, she was very happy. Immediate hugs. I'm nervous. We were supposed to sign in the pool. We were supposed to sign last Friday. We drove all up to Sarasota. Fucking office was closed. I don't. 2 sounds like a lot. 3 is a lot. What the fuck?
I don't. All right, I don't.
That's a Matt Nagy call.
I don't understand. So here's my question.
Let's eliminate athletes.
When they do the Wildcat, I have no problem with it. Why is Carson Wentz on the field? What does that do for you? Like, what does it actually even do?
Adds the ability to do a double pass.
But from that distance, couldn't you just add a receiver who played quarterback in high school? It's the same thing. You're at the 2.
Yeah, look at Cedric Wilson from the Cowboys.
Yeah, Tony threw a pretty solid pass on Monday night.
Oh, Kadarius. Yeah, what is that? A 19 to Sterling Shepard. That's a better play. That's a better design.
This Doyle.
Jack Doyle. He was born 200 years too late. He should be a fucking cowboy, Jack Doyle.
I just hope that Taylor's okay. If I lose Taylor for the year after losing Henry for the year and losing Michael Thomas to the year, after I had the most.
You were leading the league by a lot, weren't you?
I had the most points by like 100, and then Derrick Henry got hurt. Thomas, they announced isn't going to play this whole year.
You might be fucked, bud.
And if Taylor's out too, it's just like ugh. Antonio's been missing time recently. Miles Sanders is out. It's getting ugly. Not that Miles Sanders is even good.
Famine.
Miles Sanders was getting like 6 touches for 60 yards every week.
Well, right now you're covering.
Yeah, but it was always like, just give him the ball. Like, what are you doing? Like, what does he need to do for you to? You had like 5 carries for like 102 yards, and they were like, "Yep, you had 100. We don't need to give him the ball anymore." It's like, no, give him the ball more.
Game number 2. Well, do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to have any sort of suspension or
no?
Even though he misled?
He didn't lie. And here's the thing: the reason I don't think there's going to be any trouble is because the NFL knew exactly what he did. He told them and asked if he could be treated like a vaccinated person. They said no. So the team knew he wasn't being vaccinated. The NFL knew he wasn't vaccinated. He was following the rules of an unvaccinated person. So I don't think there's any problems.
Kinda. He wasn't supposed to travel with the team, but you see a lot of video of him hopping on the plane.
I don't know. They're doing an investigation, but I don't think anything will come of it.
He's fucking bulletproof.
Yeah.
As a fan of the rival team, to watch everything always fall their way with refs and everything.
Well, yeah.
It's fucking frustrating.
Why wouldn't they? He's a star. He's a stud.
What the fuck is that commercial? You see that guy? He'd not look like a pro football player. Not even a center. All right. Game number 2. Falcons at the 6.5 point favorite Saints.
Give me the Saints. I don't feel good about that at all either.
Okay, me too. I'm taking Saints.
I don't feel good about teams that I don't think their offenses are very good covering touchdown spreads.
And what are the Falcons? They don't have an identity
this year. They're so bad. Calvin Ridley's just like, I'm good.
Yeah, he's so good that he retired.
No, I mean, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like playing football, I'm good. No
Never mind.
need.
I'm out. I'll wait till my deals expire. It is weird. Was it Lane Johnson just came back from the Eagles from his mental health sabbatical? And
The Steelers are missing a guy for mental health.
it's crazy.
Stephon Tuitt. He might never play football again.
I mean, I'm
His
not.
brother died. Like his brother got like murdered.
Oh, I
And-
didn't know that.
And he gained like 50 pounds.
It just broke him.
Tuitt did, and he just like wasn't with the team for a long time, and like now he's with the team, and like not even he might not ever play again. His brother's death like really jacked him up.
And you can't say anything about it. Like, all right, man, that I can believe that happens.
Update on my phone: Mike White put his helmet on.
Hey,
Doesn't mean he's coming in.
he's a
but
fucking hero.
it's an American
Magic
hero.
Mike White, lightning, baby.
I wish we had the Jets on Thanksgiving with Mike White.
Broadway Joe, most overrated athlete of all time.
Yeah, he wasn't good. He had a good game in the Super
He
Bowl.
had a good game and he was flashy
and
and
he
good looking.
guaranteed it.
He was good looking in 1963, but overall, really
Remember
not.
when he was repping that fur coat at like 60 years old, super hammered on national television, macking on the sideline reporter? It's a good time. He's like, "You're really pretty."
No Magic White.
Oh, no Mike White, yeah.
Game number 3.
But there goes Michael Carter.
Ooh, and a shoe.
He looks good.
Broncos at the 10-point favorite Dallas Cowboys.
10 points?
10 points. I'm taking Dallas because they just lost their pass rusher.
Yeah, give me Dallas too. I don't like picking all favorites, and I guess.
Well, I mean, we're only 3 games in, like 14.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, when picking favorites always makes me nervous. Especially, I keep taking these big favorites.
Yeah, but they've actually usually been paying out. Texans, if you bet against them at 14 points, they've been paying out.
Yeah.
It looks like Mike White's trying to get in the game. The coach is like, nah, man, I can't. I don't want to have to deal with the quarterback controversy.
Did he like put his helmet on to cry? Like they told him he's done for today, and because that happens sometimes. Because I mean, you can't see as well like your person's face, so if he's like really upset,
He's like, hey man, I can throw the ball, but as soon as I let it go, I can't feel my hand for a second, but it comes right back. Next, here's a good game, at least conflicting. 3.5-point favorites at the Carolina Panthers.
who's the favorite?
Patriots, 3.5 points in North Carolina. I'm giving you a good chance.
Can I give a caveat? Can I pick Carolina if McCaffrey plays? But then if McCaffrey doesn't play, I get New England.
No.
What kind of betting line is this? Give me Carolina then. I just don't know if he's going to play. But if he plays, it'll open up so much for everyone else.
Then to try to offset, since we're picking together, I'll take New England. And I don't even like the Patriots at all. Just like the thing is, I let your flag and jersey hang up for you. But I fucking hate the Steelers. Only because I met so many people from the area that are just terrible people. That's a good pass. That was a beautiful drop in a hat.
Get Tyler Kroft the new contract with that catch.
And the Jets like to overpay for people before they fire the GMs.
Heck yeah.
This one's actually probably a tough game. Minnesota Vikings at the 6-point favorite Ravens. That's
Minnesota.
a tough spread to
I'm gonna
cover.
take Minnesota. 6 is a lot. I mean, obviously, the thing is with today's NFL, a 6.5, 6 point, anything under 7-point favorite isn't really that big anymore because teams score so many points.
In one break.
Yeah, that if you win like 38-31, you cover 7, and it was a close game. You know, like it's not like the days of old where 7 points is a lot because a good offense scored like 24 points.
I'm going to take the Ravens because they're coming off of a bye.
No, that's not dumb.
In Baltimore.
Oh, Kroft's shaking up perfect. And if you make a big play in this game, you have to leave. It's the rules.
anytime the Jets start to get hope, hey, get the fuck off the field. We're playing for the number 1 pick next year. And this game is a pretty naturally talked about game. Cleveland Browns at the 2.5 point favorite Bengals.
Cleveland.
You're taking Cleveland.
To win.
I'm taking Cincy. Only because there's a lot of always drama surrounding Cleveland
Always
lately.
drama.
Every time they have sucked my whole life. They win one playoff game and all of a sudden they are a reality TV show.
Yeah, it's not great.
One day after the trade deadline, OBJ is excused from the facility, and the coach said you can consider him off the team.
Yeah. Makes no sense.
I don't... How does the waiver wire work? I know it works in the NFL draft order. So even though the Bears picked number 11, they actually end up picking 20 or something for their pick. Because of draft compensation.
He's not going to be waived.
He's going to be cut?
No.
What's the difference?
He's not going to be either.
Do you think he's just going to be
They're just
sitting on
going
the
to
bench?
tell him to sit at home. That's what they announced they're doing. They said they told him not to return to the team and just to not hang out with them. They don't want to cut him. They don't want him to go to like the Ravens. Because the Ravens need a receiver.
Like, go to the New England.
They don't want to face him right now. So they're just like, we're paying him. We're not going to pay you to play somewhere else.
Where does he conceivably want to go? I know he wants to be big city. But man,
he wanted to come to Pittsburgh for a little bit.
I can't let him go to the Rams.
He wanted to team up with Antonio, but that doesn't really work now. He's not going to Tampa.
There's no room for him.
There's only one football. I mean, he'd go to Green Bay.
He said before that he didn't want to go to Green Bay because he didn't want to fuck me in Green Bay. I'm not going to a town with 10,000 people in it with no nightlife. Green Bay fucking closes at 8 o'clock.
And these the Rams, they're probably good. The Chargers,
don't need them. They don't want to.
You don't want to shake up the locker room. You have to be someone that's good that just needs a receiver. And I can't think of very many teams. I mean, the best teams are the Colts.
He can't go to Baltimore because you talk about not getting enough targets. Where?
He could go to Indy.
He could go to Indy. Carson would.
I mean, Pittman and him together would be fine.
Yeah, and T.Y. is he out this game?
Yeah, he's done. I think he's just done.
He's done. I think he should be done. He just came back last week and he only played like 2 quarters.
You go to Vegas.
They need a Ruggs-like receiver without the DUI.
I mean,
Johnson, what the fuck? How unathletic could you look?
I don't think OBJ would handle Vegas very well, but
yeah, let's add a party boy to the.
That's beside the point.
It would work.
He doesn't seem like the type of person that Gruden would want to sign, but
good thing Gruden's not there.
Oh yeah. I thought it was so funny that no one even reacted to what my dad said when he said Ruggs should have called John Gruden because it's not like he was doing anything. That was hilarious.
Yeah, he could have been his DUI, his Uber. Man. So
Idiot.
there was reports talking about that. They said that they were really the biggest surprise to them was that he got up to the 156 or whatever per hour because like they said it was a really hard street to get to that fast.
Probably had a good car.
Oh yeah, hit a new Corvette.
People want to give Juju crap for going Corvette, but at least he's not drinking and driving going 156 miles per hour and spearing some lady. Everything in perspective.
This evening before he got here, they were throwing a lot of Mike Vick talk in with it. How
that's not the same.
It's not.
Dog
abuse versus murder.
Well,
both mistakes, but they're saying.
But no, Mike Vick, I truly believe he really didn't know any better.
I think he
grew up in a culture that was kind of normal.
Yeah.
It's like slavery. I don't think every single person back in the day was a terrible human being. It's just like that was how it was. And it doesn't make it okay, but it's just like good people follow orders. Like the Nazis happened. And I don't think every single Nazi was probably Satan because there's just aren't that many people.
What?
I mean, in my field as a social worker, I've not met very many people who are like just evil.
Not many. Yeah, so people generally follow orders and not try to ruffle feathers.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the old adage. The only thing it takes for evil to succeed is for good people to do nothing.
Yep. No, exactly. And that's the thing is like with Vic, I think that he just didn't really know any better.
I think he probably didn't even know the extent of what was going on.
Oh, he knew.
All of it, did
He there was like videos of him like
he?
tying up dogs with stones and throwing them in pools and like watching them drown and stuff. Like, which is awful, don't get me wrong. But like I said, I really think that he just didn't really know. Like everyone knows you shouldn't drink and drive.
It's an awful way to do it, but those same pit bulls that get taken to a shelter are going to get the same thing.
Well, like it's the thing is, it's not like it's like Ruggs was in a gang when he was 18. Okay, I get. Have you been in the ghetto? Like, you can have your back pressed against the wall. Drinking and driving is just stupid.
It's never okay.
And it wasn't like he just made a mistake that he was like at .09, he got in a car accident and he thought he was good. He was going 156 miles an hour. That's the key. That tells you that he was out of control.
With some chick in the car.
What cracks me up too, or not cracks me up, but like another interesting debate my dad and I were having, and we were on differing sides of it. I
feel like I'm on your side. I feel like on up to bat, I'm going to be on your side.
You think so?
I think that our parents will probably, because they're in the same generation, they probably have some closed-minded odd.
No, this is just an opinion thing.
Okay.
Which is worse, this Henry Ruggs incident or the Ray Rice incident? Not like, so my take on it is this is more tragic. Someone's dead.
This is more tragic.
But I think that Ray Rice is more damning on his character. Because when you watch that video, he knocked her out cold and was just like, yep. Like, kicked her, dragged her. Like, he's done that over and over and over and over and over. To where Ruggs, like, he could be a terrible person. I don't know. But, I mean, he also could have been a 22-year-old who drank a bunch and made a stupid decision. Like, I don't know. I mean, it was one isolated incident with Ruggs this time.
I'm going to have to go on your side because
with Rice, you could see that it was a pattern.
Domestic violence in public
he beat the
is a
snot out of her
true
all the time.
sign that you had very clearly done that a lot in private.
Mm-hmm. And he knocked her out and, like, no remorse. Like if Nicole brought you to the point where you hit her and she fell unconscious, your reaction, you'd immediately not be mad. You'd be like,
resuscitating.
Like, you just like, you'd be so scared. He was just like, yep. Like, he's knocked her out before. Lots of times. But to me, I'm like, I think that's just worse on your character. Like, this is sadder because someone died. Because he was like, well, someone's dead. They can't live again. And I brought up the Todd Heap story.
Oh.
And I was like, that just shows you, like, that wasn't Todd Heap's fault.
You talk about tragic.
No, and they said that's more tragic. But again, no one blames Todd Heap because it happens. And it's kind of like Ruggs. What he did was an accident. He was not trying to hit someone with a car.
Intent
matters. Intent matters to me so much. Like, and maybe that's why I'm a social worker. But intent is so important to me.
Intent should be important to you.
And that's why, as a social worker, it's huge because, like, people can be like, oh, they use meth. And it's like, yeah, but, like, they're not. To be honest with you, I've never met anyone in my entire life who wants to hurt their children. Like, I'm not saying, like, physically hurt them for a second.
It's not their goal, but they're the first person that receives any,
I'm not saying, like, whipping them to where they're bleeding and stuff, because some people, they want to physically hurt them in the moment.
They don't wake up to start their day.
No one wants to abuse their kid.
Fucking beat that kid.
Well, nobody wants to abuse their kids. They think they're doing the right thing, or they're doing as good as they think they can do. Whether drugs are messing it up, or just anger issues, or, just ignorance. Some of it's ignorance. Like, in Adrian Peterson, for instance, he just didn't know.
He's just a country bumpkin.
He was just like, yeah, you hit kids with a switch. What do you mean? Like, it wasn't like he had no knowledge. He didn't
want to beat the shit out of his kids. He wanted to punish his kid for doing something he didn't believe in.
Yeah, it's like, and that shows you, like, some of it could be, some of it's just ignorance, and then sometimes it's like, I have a drug addiction and I'm not capable of being a good parent right now. But it's not by, like, parents aren't, like, did you hear about the Gabriel, the one on Netflix? It was, I forget what state, but it was Gabriel Fernandez was the case. I
know that name.
Can't remember what it was. It was the Trials of Gabriel Fernandez. It was on Netflix. I mean, this is one of, like, rare instances where, like, the parents were, like, locking him up and, like, a thing and, like, not feeding him and just beating him. Like, that happens, but it's so rare. Like, I've never even heard of it happening. I've worked as a social worker for years and years and years now, and I've never heard a story like that. In talking with my social worker friends, I've never had any of them tell me that they think the parents are outwardly trying to abuse their kids. Like, when we talk about it, we're like, yeah, they do because they use drugs or whatever. But, like, it's really... You don't see people that are just like, I don't like my kid, I want to beat my kid up. Like, that's not really something that happens. That one was gross, the Gabriel Fernandez one, because there was actually a lot of mismanaged stuff. DCS, what state was it in?
California,
I thought so. The California families people were lying about having seen the kid. They weren't doing their job, and the kid ended up being murdered. And it came out later. They had all these different calls, and they just kept not doing anything. And
how overworked do you think that DCF part is in fucking like California? Like, it's got to be ridiculous. Right?
They have more people. They have more workers. I mean, all social workers are overworked, period. But you don't lie and say you saw a kid, especially with the allegations that they had. It's not like the allegations where mom uses marijuana. The allegations where parents are locking the kid up and beating him almost to death. And you're like, oh, I saw him when you didn't see him. And that's why they got criminal charges against them, which is very hard to do as a social worker. But you just lie and say you saw a kid and said he was safe and he wasn't. No.
And I sent you that story that went on Daily Mail about the little boy got beat by his stepmom and dad. And one of his last things he ever said was, "Don't hurt me. Nobody loves me."
Yep, that's awful. And the thing is, like, it's so...
I cried reading that story as I was taking a shit, looking on Reddit, and I saw that in the link, and I followed it to Daily Mail, and
it is so rare that anyone wants to really hurt anybody, to be honest with you. Like, there are serial killers, sure, but, like, that's not normal. And even serial killers aren't a lot of times...
There's even like it's chemical imbalance.
Yeah,
they don't even know they're pieces of shit.
Usually a serial killer, they don't have the chemicals in their brain to calm themselves down if they get angry. And then a lot of times they don't have any empathy. They don't have the ability to care for somebody. So again, it's not even an intent thing. They get angry. They
just don't know.
They don't know. They really don't understand why killing someone is bad. Like, which is wild. Like, and that's why I think it's weird. Like with the Ray Ice thing, he knows. It's not a secret. You're not supposed to beat the tar out of your wife or girlfriend or whatever. Or like Kobe, he knew. Kobe got his wife a fat diamond ring afterwards because he knew he was wrong.
Man, you know what? And she filed for divorce, then let it go, and then filed for divorce again after 10 years. So she get increased alimony. And they worked on that for a bit, and then Kobe died.
Yeah, that's the key. Is if you try to hide it, you know it's wrong. But I guess Ruggs was also like belligerent with the police, which is another notch, and maybe he's not a good person.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of entitlement too.
Oh yeah, I'm worried about Jonathan Taylor. He's not been in like a drive and a half.
Ruggs that's a touchdown. That's a drop on Pittman.
That might be a touchdown. I challenge that.
It's less than 2 minutes left. It's going to be...
Yeah, because look, here we go.
2.
1, 2.
That's 3.
3.
That's 4.
I mean, that might be a touchdown. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I just think that the Ray Rice thing bothered me more.
That might be a touchdown.
Because my dad was saying that Ruggs will never play again because of it. I'm like, he might not, but he has a better chance because I think that he can...
He's also 22.
Yeah, but he also can just apologize profusely and be like, I made a mistake. I went to all these AA classes. I didn't know. I don't drink anymore. Like, there's a lot more he can do. Ray Rice can't say, I didn't know any better. I didn't know I wasn't supposed
to hit her?
Yeah. Which is it is wild to me how many people have done stuff and like not gotten in trouble. Like I know Kareem Hunt, he had the kick, but that video is very different than the Ray Rice video. Have you seen the Kareem Hunt video?
Nope.
She's yelling.
Probably for the best.
She's yelling at him all the time. She's hitting him. She's doing all that stuff. And then he kicked her when she someone else knocked her to the ground. He ran over and kicked her for some reason. But like it's very different. She was definitely interrogating him. It's still wrong.
I think that's 3 touch. That's 3 steps, man.
Yeah. But what's shocking to me is Joe Mixon's in the league. Tyreek Hill's in the league. They did the same things. Yeah. And they had a joke about that. I think it was South Park. That was like, come on, there's a time for all of this type of domestic violence, and that's in college. Before the league. But Tyreek Hill punched his girlfriend. Joe Mixon has the craziest story. He actually never did domestic violence. He was at a froyo place. Some girl he did not know was trash talking him or something. He leaves the froyo place, comes running back in and decks her. Which is super, like, none of that makes sense. Because it's like, you don't know her. How mad could she actually make you? It's a complete stranger. Right? It's a complete stranger. Can you imagine punching a complete stranger?
How are you so butthurt?
Yeah. Who was a woman at a froyo place. We're not at a bar even. We're at froyo.
It's one of the happiest
During
places
the day,
on earth.
Getting yogurt. But then the weird thing is then he leaves. And then goes, you know what? I should hit her. And then
I can't believe I let that bitch say that about me.
And that's what's weird too. It's like you were away from it.
Touchdown?
Yeah, they say touchdown. But it's
that helps me a lot.
But that's so weird to me. Just like, none of that adds up. It wasn't heat of the moment. He was like, you know what? Now that I've thought about it, I should go punch this
if you look
girl
back,
I don't know.
If you look back and read the police report, you're probably like, you really skipped some steps here. You're missing the middle part of the story.
When you watch the video, you're like, no, that is how it happened. That makes no sense. The police reports are interesting, like the Roethlisberger one.
The rape one?
Yeah.
Or the bike accident?
The rape one.
Okay.
Well, first of all, there was two. I don't know if you remember that. The first one got dropped immediately because they recovered emails that was like, my date with Ben Roethlisberger was the best night of my entire life. I hope I have a little Roethlisberger in me. Like, I love him so much. I could see us being together forever.
Easy to throw out.
And then she calls rape 3 years later. So that one, gone. There's no debate in that one being. That's no fair. One cares about that one. Even the media, even the people who say that he raped someone, they're like, that one's ridiculous.
Women like that have given that false rape thing like some real tread.
Yeah, because she was upset that he didn't like her, I guess. It was just a one-night stand for him. She was a bartender, I guess. But anyway, this other girl was 19,
Ooh.
And she went to a bar where you're supposed to be 21. But that doesn't matter. But I mean, that was just
still legal.
Yeah, it's just part of the story. But like, people kept saying like that makes it worse that she's 19, and then some people were like, "Oh, Ben didn't know." I'm like, I don't really care how old she is as long as she's 18. Like, yeah, it's actually they're like, yeah, he was like 24 at the time, like whatever. Well, I guess what happened in this story, she never claimed that she was raped in the police report. She never said that. Her friends did. Her friends called the police because he was in the bathroom with her. And he had bodyguards outside the bathroom that wouldn't let her friends in. They were trying to get in. They're like, no, Ben's in there. So then they called the police and said she was in there getting raped. But then they also recovered. Ben got off with no charges, obviously, because they recovered text messages from her saying that she was going to the bar to have sex with Ben Roethlisberger was her goal, because she was going to sneak in because she knew he was there. And then she went to the bathroom. And I guess what happened is at one point she claims that she said, should we be doing this? And he's like, yeah, it's fine. And that was it. And that's all she said. But then, like you said, the bodyguards were standing outside the door, not letting her friends in, and they called the cops and said that they thought that she was getting raped. And that's what he got in no legal trouble. It was it never even went to trial. The police report happened, the media threw it, and I think it would have been very different now if that same incident happened today. I think it would be very different. What happened was that incident happened like 3 months after Roger Goodell decided that they were going to have the personal conduct policy. And I think that he was
put himself in a position to do something wrong. Yeah.
And I think that Robert Goodell was like, you know what? How much of a statement is it if I take a white superstar quarterback that has won the Super Bowl recently and suspend him? Like, that's a statement. I'm not.
And isn't he a lawyer?
Goodell?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think
he knows. Like it helps set precedent. And
yeah, I think he was just like, that's a statement. I'm doing it for a big fan base, a big player who's white, because white matters too, because you don't want to suspend. He really wouldn't have wanted to ruffle feathers and suspend a black guy first, necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be like, I suspended Ray Lewis first. Like, if people
like, hell, talk about that's the name you draw the hat, the murderer.
No, that's exactly why. But I'm saying he straight murdered someone. But I'm saying, like, you don't want to suspend him first, and then people will be like, oh, he's just because he's black, and he wears a do-rag.
You want to put you want to put the kibosh on it before it become an issue.
And they don't want it to be like, oh well, real superstars won't get suspended. So to be able to suspend a white quarterback who wasn't quite Peyton or Tom. It's pretty perfect. He was right in that sweet spot. Big enough that you could make a statement, but not so big that it ruins everything. Because you didn't want it to be Peyton or Tom. They were the face of football.
But you would also probably not. Ray Lewis, man, it was a murder charge.
Yeah, but that was
You
also
probably would have set the statement probably for something a little like a DUI checkpoint,
but
or like a
the Ray Lewis thing also was before the personal conduct thing, quite a ways before. That was like a decade before. Wow. That was back when you could murder someone as an NFL player, no one cared. Like, and no one talks about Lawrence Taylor being super creepy.
He was such a cokehead.
No, he's in prison for like ever.
What did he do this time? Rape stuff? Stalker? It was a stalker, wasn't it?
No, he was paying for underage prostitutes.
Well,
like
so do most rich
14,
white guys, it seems like
14.
Okay, he probably hung out with R. Kelly.
And his defense was, I don't. He went to court and said, I don't card my prostitutes. Which, okay, but people.
In his defense.
But the pimp that he had was known for having underage girls, which was the problem. And they said, you have to seek that out somewhere.
Looks like a duck.
And then 2, they're like, she looks 12, if anything. She doesn't look 18. Like, it's not, when
she don't even look like a 16, like the girl you were fucking raping.
Exactly. Like, you had sex with a 14-year-old who looked 12. You didn't have sex with a 14-year-old who looked 19. Like, we don't feel bad. But yeah.
Fair. That's totally fair.
Yeah. So that's just creepy. And that's the kind of thing that people are like, oh, well, if gay people can get married, then I should be able to marry a 12-year-old or my goat. And it's always like, what? Why do you want to marry your goat, man? Why do you want to marry your goat? Why? You keep bringing that up. What's up with this goat? Because it's always goat when people talk about it. They're like, I'm going to marry my goat. What? Do you think goats are hot? Like, why is that always the example? No one says dog, cat, horse. People want to marry their goats. I don't know. It's weird.
We're going to take a break to go pee.
All right.
And we're going to finish these games.
Sounds good.
Games at halftime.
It's 18.
It's not looking good for me. It's not looking good.
Hopefully Jonathan Taylor's okay. I've not received any updates about his health at all.
Never mind. Last week I started strong. I got 3 out of the first 6 correct. You last week, you missed the Arizona game, and then the next 4 missed 2, hit 2. So you were 6-3 to start your week last week. Man, I'm gonna get there. I'm feeling less confident as I talk about how much I messed up before. Let me get some. Oh, I can't play non-copyrighted music there because it's gonna turn off the baby's music. Well, let's play Jackson's song. Well, that's disheartening. Well, good thing I have something set up as a backup plan. just like the NFL game, we are back. And it looks like another injury. Bunch of NFL players, little bitches. Can't not get hurt. Still having audio issues here. It's fucking frustrating. Yeah, clicking a music button. That's frustrating. I don't know why it's doing it. Fucking Google's not helping. All the tech you get in these days, and it's just not helping. Anyway, you're exhausted. You're a hero. We don't talk about that enough.
Yeah, okay.
Saving lives. Saving children's lives. Cheering.
Try to, anyway.
Is that who's hurt? Rogers?
Yeah, he got nailed.
Looks like he's a pussy. He's got pads on. Well. We've made it through 5 games. We are quite behind. Oh, wait. No. 6 games.
Oh, okay. So we're right on pace for like 8 hours. Perfect.
But perfect. I mean, if it's a strategy, it's a long con.
Is that Jonathan Taylor? Is he back in? It looks like Jonathan Taylor. I think he needs like an 80, an 84-yard touchdown around here or something. Since he missed a drive.
How about an 83-yard stop at the goal line? Pascal's doing well. 14.5 point favorite, Bills.
I'm not usually one that takes that, but I mean, the Jaguars are bad.
Against the Jags?
They're bad. And the Bills don't stop throwing it. They're like the Colts back in the day. Just keep throwing it. Don't stop.
All right, so Zachariah takes...
That's my first overdog that I feel like good about. Overdog. It's my first favorite that I feel good about.
Yeah, the weather's actually going to be great. It's going to be in the... expected to be in the 60s. That bodes well for the Bills. High heat, I think, would favor the Jags. This is a rough one. Texans at the 5.5 point favorite, Dolphins.
Give me the Dolphins. I feel good about that.
As soon as you said it, you're like...
When's the last time a 1-7 team was like a 5.5 point favorite?
Yeah, when they played another 1-7 team.
I mean, that doesn't happen often.
I'm Ron Burgundy?
I mean, Tyrod's back. That's what made me
Is he?
waffle at it, yeah.
I'll take Houston then.
That's what made me waffle.
All right.
If it was Davis Mills, I would have easily picked the Dolphins and not thought twice about it.
3.5 point favorite Raiders in East Rutherford against the New York Giants.
The Raiders, I don't understand why they're only 3.5 point favorites.
Because their star wide receiver just killed somebody.
Nah, he's not even their number 2 option.
He is their number 2 option.
No, he's not. It's Renfro.
Who's the number 1?
Waller.
Wide receiver, number 2.
Yeah,
number 2 wide
Darren
receiver.
Waller is their number 1. That's like saying that, Travis Kelce's not the 1 or 2 for... I mean, you could play tight end all you want, but...
Oh. So you're taking the Raiders.
Yep. The Grudinless, Rugsless. Raiders.
Oh, Saquon tested positive. I haven't heard any news on that. Shepard's out. I'm with you. I'm taking the Raiders only because all of the options are gone for New York. Unless Danny Dimes is throwing the ball to his fucking self.
Yeah. Kadarius Toney might be it, though. Who knows?
Even then, he missed the second half of last game.
Yeah, they got dinged up several times already.
The Giants have a way of somehow drafting elite talent that's made of glass.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, he has time.
Wentz has a fucking arm. Pascal again?
I think he has 2.
Who? Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I'll give myself that one. No, time out. Not to prolong this because I do want to go to bed at a decent hour. But here's my thing. Did you hear about Dave Portnoy?
Only what the fuck?
All the like rape allegations and like sexually aggressive stuff that's going on, swirling around with him right now.
I actually saved some stuff on my Twitter.
I know you do a lot of Barstool Sports things, and that is not a good look.
Hold on.
I will say, you don't have to worry about your co-host getting a whole bunch of rape allegations against him.
Is that so?
I mean, unless I get clients who are just gonna get crazy, because I guess I can't. I hang out with some people who are less than quality sometimes, so they could say some crazy stuff, but nothing that would at all be worried about in a legal sense. There's no gray area. There's no like.
Where was it? I think I bookmarked is what it was. The Business Insider hit piece. Is that who released the statements? Do you think?
Portraying me, painting me. Okay, so Business Insider finally published. The hit piece says it's been 8 months in the making on me. Not the normal hit piece, not the normal stuff about jokes you made, videos you made, things you've done at Barstool. This is far more serious allegations, portraying me, painting me really as a sexual deviant. Serious shit. So lawyers have been talking to me, boards, you should say this, you shouldn't say this, you should do that. Listen, I've ignored everything they said. I'm going to do what I always do. I'm just going to tell the truth. Shoot from the hip and tell exactly how I feel and where I'm at. No written statements, no pre-planned things. Just me being me, and it's worked for me for 20 years, and I'm going to tell the truth. Let's start with the fact, I'm not surprised this article came out. I didn't know what would be in it, but for 8 months, I've had every single girl that I've been remotely associated with, girls I know, girls I've hooked up with, girls I don't know, girls who posted TikToks to me, being like, hey, just heads up, there's a reporter digging around, basically asking about your sexual habits, like has he done anything like dirty with you, does he try to get you to do this, all like making it sound like the story was already written, like they're trying to portray you a certain way. I have tons of girls who have documented that was their conversation with their reporter. Now, I still was like, as the months went by, maybe this will never come out, because I'm pretty confident in myself. I know I've never done anything weird with a girl, ever. Never anything remotely non-consensual. So I was hoping maybe she just couldn't find it.
He has a lot of documentation saying that he's talked with some of the people that have reached out to him. So, I mean, like the kids say, it's big if true. The problem is he comes off as such a gruff asshole.
The problem is he's done a lot of other things.
Public perception is always going to be guilty.
Like when he, what was it? Like the Super Bowl or something that he like somehow broke into or something. Remember that?
Oh yeah, the year of the year of the Deflategate.
He somehow like got in or something when he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, him and two other employees of Barstool snuck in to an event.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just like, since he's done a lot of questionable things already, even though it's unrelated, the public perception is not great.
Because he's a brash prick.
Oh. It's kind of like if they said, "Hey, Draymond sexually assaulted someone," you'd be like,
"I see it."
Talking about LeBron? Because probably. Do you remember when Draymond got real drunk and posted a picture of his penis on Snapchat on his story? And then was like, I didn't mean to post that. Yes,
I'll tell you the one I
100% meant to at the time.
The one I really remember was Brett Favre's dick pic.
See, but he didn't post it.
No, I guess sent.
Yeah, because he posted it. Draymond posted his on his story, and then later was like, I meant to send that to someone. I didn't need to post on my story. I don't believe it. I think drunk Draymond was like, I'm gonna post my penis, and girls are gonna be like, let's do it.
Fuck all these hoes.
I really think he was like, and then girls are gonna hit me up.
Taylor touchdown. Oh, he was open there.
Here's the thing: is like, if you're Draymond, if girls want to have sex with you, it's unrelated to your penis, bro. Take a picture of your wallet.
Those two sprains that Wentz had, it really slowed him down. He should have thrown. He had the Texas route. the double slant. He had
It's like
Taylor.
just put a picture of your black card on your story. That's what's really gonna work, man.
Black card?
Yeah. Posted the wrong thing.
This game seems like it'd be the lock of the week.
They're going for this right now.
They should.
Because, they're up 18, why not make it 25 if they can?
Yeah. I'm going to do it right.
Oh, direct snap to Taylor. Nope.
And he didn't get it. Not even close. A full yard. Who's calling these fucking plays? Is Matt Nagy calling this offense?
Frank Reich, he's always been weird. All right, what's the next one?
2-point favorite Chargers against the Eagles.
2?
2. Let me double check.
Give me the Chargers. Oh yeah, this is 2. This is 2, and the total's like super high. They think that the Eagles are going to score like 28 points to keep in. They're not.
Over under 49.
Yeah, spoilers. I don't think the Eagles are scoring 23. Unless the Chargers score a lot more than that.
Okay, so that was my lock of the week when I was like, what the fuck?
All right.
Do you have a lock of the week yet?
I don't
Is
know.
it probably that one?
It's Cleveland as of now. We'll see how it goes.
Packers at the 7.5-point favorite Chiefs. But before you say something, I'll have you know, I was following this before it happened, and I actually saved it. So, my fucking computer needs to be restarted. Where is it? The Kansas City Chiefs point spread has been a wild ride. Chiefs were 3-point favorites before their game against the Giants. They sucked against the Giants.
This one went up to 10, by the way. The Packers did, and it's back to 7.5.
3-point favorites for the Chiefs, and then it turned into a 1-point favorite for the Packers Tuesday. And then Aaron Rodgers shit hit, and it turned into 7.5.
It went up to 10 right after the news. On DraftKings Sportsbook, 5 minutes after the news, it ballooned up to 10 for a second.
And then dropped back down to 7.5.
Because the smart bettors were like, the Chiefs beat the Giants by 3. Like,
I am taking KC. I have to. Because
I want to, but I keep picking them and they keep losing.
That's true. You are the kryptonite.
And over. And over. Give me Green Bay. Give me Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams find a way to keep that game within a touchdown.
Jordan Love for president.
Yeah. Hey, my dynasty team future. Jordan Love. That was my taxi squad, elite, mega mind pick. Like, I was thinking ahead on my taxi squad. I was like, give me the QB who should be the Green Bay starter next season.
And now that the Cardinals lost to the Packers this week, the Cardinals are underdogs against the 49ers.
Cardinals lock of the week.
How fucking ridiculous is that? I'm taking Arizona all day. I would take them even. I would take Cardinals at -2.
Yeah, that's my lock of the week. Lock of the week. Arizona. He made it out barely. Lost yardage though.
Mark these locks. This one I think is actually going to be. I think this one's under. Titans at the Rams. Rams are 7-point favorites.
Rams.
I think the Rams are going to win by more than 10.
Oh, it's going to be bad. Without Derrick Henry and a terrible offensive line, and now they're going to have Von Miller and Aaron Donald bringing the house with Jalen Ramsey locking down A.J. Brown. If Julio doesn't play, yikes. Yikes. If Julio doesn't play, they are in trouble because Jalen Ramsey will completely take A.J. Brown out of it. Aaron Donald is a monster. Von Miller isn't what he used to be, but he's still good.
He's still good.
It's bad. It's real bad.
He's still top 50 pass rusher.
Yeah, if there's no Julio, Nick Westbrook-Akina and Jeremy Nichols, and they're not getting it done. Sorry. You know I picked up Aiden Peterson in Dynasty, and you know that's going to do a whole lot. Yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of nothing, though. He's not going to be good. I just grabbed him just because. He can't have enough left. And they're not going to give him, like, a Derrick Henry workload, and he's not going to be super efficient. Last game of the week, give me Pittsburgh.
And I'm taking Chicago. I have to.
Let's do actual score of this game. Let's both pick the score this week for a change.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Oh, man. We're in Pittsburgh. 6-point favorite for Pitt. I'm picking my Bears to win. Not just cover. They're gonna win. Because as of right now, it looks like Khalil might play.
Give me.
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Bears 13 for me. Pittsburgh 24. And I want to make it like 17, but I just think that I think it's going to be a game where we don't really score 24. You know, like the yards aren't there, but we just play in a short field so much from our defense. I think it's going to be something like that. We get a turnover that gives us the ball like at the 10, and we get some crappy touchdown where we don't have to actually drive down and score. But I can easily see it being like 17-13. I feel pretty good about the 13, though, for some reason.
$23-14 Chicago.
All right. So the Bears are going to score
Two touchdowns and 3 field goals.
5 drives are going to end in points.
Cairo Santos. I think the Bears are going to have a couple of good punt returns and then 2 short-ass 12-yard drives.
See, and that's the thing is we were saying the exact same thing where it's like both of us are like, my team is going to score 20 because they're going to have good punt returns and our defense isn't going to let you move the ball. It's going to be a field position battle. That game is. Who can get a couple first downs and then punt, and then 3 out the other team and get a couple first downs before they get a field goal. It's going to be a game like that. You're going to get like 2 first downs, get a good punt, 3 and out, get a decent return, 2 first downs, field goal. Like, that's going to be the type of game it is, I think.
I've been on call every Monday for about a year now. And just this past Tuesday, they sent out a thing with an updated calendar that said, oh, well, now I'm not even on call once a month for a weekend. I'm on call one Saturday every 7 weeks and a random day during the week every 13. It's like I'm on call 3 days every 6 weeks or something like that.
It's wild. It's wild that I asked to come hang out, and you were like, dude, I'm on call every Monday, and then it just kismet.
So you're coming over?
Yeah.
We're going to hang out here in the man cave?
Yeah.
Savannah will be here. She can't watch. She doesn't like sports, and she likes to... Well, we won't be live. That's fine. She can hang out.
Yeah. We'll
So since it's going to be us, you want to do some wings or anything?
Yeah.
Some grub. I'll bring another table out here.
Some food. Do the food.
All right, we can do that. We'll make it our own little Super Bowl party. This kind of game is not going to happen often for us.
Yeah. Not often where you like who can score 3 times first. Watch it just be nothing like what we're talking about, and the final score will be like 49-45.
I'm so happy. And if the Bears put up 45 and lost,
I would be
ecstatic.
I would be terrified. Because the Steelers think they're good. I don't necessarily think they're good, but the Steelers really think we're good, and we have a shot to be good. If we give up 45 to the Bears, we're not good. Even if our offense
we're trending in opposite directions.
If our offense put up 49, it'd be like, yeah, that's cool and all, but give up 45. Like, that'd be bad.
To a team that averages 16 points a game over the past 2 years.
It would only be okay if you had like 2 defensive touchdowns, like 2 punt
special
returns.
teams touchdowns.
Yeah, something like that. And it's like, okay. Like,
the offense only scored 16.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
everybody else gave it up.
That's what Pittsburgh needs. Otherwise, like, I guess it's going to be like that, but I don't see any chance of that happening.
But I'll be happy if it does. I'll even cheer for both of us. If it turns out to be like a scoring battle.
See, we both took the total at 37.
Yeah.
And the total's 40 at Vegas right now.
I think they're high.
That feels high. Because I'm like, both teams have to average 20. Pittsburgh scored more than 20 once this whole season.
his arm just looks tired in the second half.
In the only time we scored over 20, we scored 24, and we had a blocked punt for a touchdown. Our offense has never scored more than 17 points in a game.
Jonathan Taylor's already at 110 yards. So.
And he missed like 2 drives.
He's a fucking beast. And they called him a bust after his rookie season.
Yeah, I was so hard. I'm glad I ended up with him.
They called him slow before the combine, and then he ran the fastest 40 of the combine. This poor guy, as a Wisconsinite. Oh, who's that? He's fast as fuck. Jesus.
All right, so last thing I want to touch on before ending, because I feel like we have to touch on this. We touched on all the other big topics of the week. Well, real quick, I don't want to touch on it, but congratulations to Atlanta on winning the World Series. But now moving on to something.
You're right, you did want to bring up.
But I want to bring up the college football playoff.
That is so corrupt.
What? Like, what happened? Like, they extended it to 4. The whole reason was they expanded it to 4 because of the year Oregon didn't make it. There was a year that it was Alabama.
Was that the Herbert year? Was Herbert there then? Or was it 3 years ago, right?
It wasn't Alabama yet. It was like Florida and like Ohio State.
I thought it was Herbert's sophomore year. I could be way wrong.
No, it was before that.
Oh, that's right, because the CFP, this is the 8th year, I think.
No, this is the 9th year. This was back when they didn't have real quarterbacks. This would have been Mariota.
Mariota. Oh, when they were in the triple option with Chip Kelly?
Yeah, this is Chip Kelly years for sure. This is when they averaged like 70 a game. Like when they were just like
they were
run.
Ungodly scheme.
They were just like run. Michael James was the back.
Yeah, one way or another.
That dude was electric. But anyway, they added it because they are averaging like 70 points a game. Undefeated.
Like you're at 1.
Maybe. Undefeated. Didn't get to play in the national championship because Florida was undefeated with Tebow.
Georgia.
I want to say it was like Ohio State.
It could have been Ohio State.
Another like a Big Ten school was in it, also undefeated. It was like a Big Ten and SEC both undefeated. Pac-10 didn't make it in, and that's what they expanded because they were like, you know what, Oregon has a real argument to say that they are the best team in the country, and they didn't get a shot at it. So then they were like, let's expand it to 4. Well,
was that an offensive lineman that scored a touchdown?
Maybe. Yep. But they're not treating it like that with these rankings. They're trying to actually pick who they think are the 4 best teams. That's not why they added it. They added it because it's supposed, in my mind, it shouldn't be the 4 best teams, quote unquote. That's not who should make it. It should be the 4 teams that have the most legitimate argument for being the best team in the country. You have to ensure that a team, if they think they are the best, they get to play.
So, because of the family life I have, I struggle to get my Sunday games in. So it's truly following Saturday scores.
But like I set it out for me, it'd be number 1 seed Georgia.
Fair,
which is what they had. Number 2 seed, I would have had.
Because you can't put Oklahoma there at 2.
No, I would have probably put Cincinnati.
And
then number 3, I would have put
my score following self. I watched Cincinnati highlights, and then top 50 highlights. So
their names only lost, and they beat Notre Dame pretty easily.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame's pretty good. Notre Dame's ranked 10th. Notre Dame ranked 10th right now. They have Cincinnati, I think, 8th.
Do you think strength of schedule is what's playing into it?
100%. But the problem is, in my opinion, is it's supposed to be the 4 teams that have an argument for being the best team in the country.
And Cincinnati hasn't lost a game in 2 years.
No, it's Cincinnati. The 4 that should make it right now: Cincinnati, Oklahoma, Michigan State, and Georgia.
So you have. I knew when you started it, you have Alabama out because they lost this year, right?
They're 5th right now for me. Okay. They're right there. They're really good. And the thing is, they control their own destiny. They beat Georgia in the SEC championship. They're in. And Georgia's out.
So yours is just based on right now.
Yeah, because that's what this is right now. They're basing off right now.
I just want to make sure.
Right now, you let the undefeated teams make it. Oklahoma, yes, they've not looked great. They've won every game. Like, it seems unfair that you can go undefeated in the Big 12 or like a real conference and not make it. And it'll fix itself because there's only, 6 undefeated teams left in the country? It's those four, Wake Forest, and University of Tennessee something Academy. State Academy.
So that's where, after if you extended to 4, I was like, there needs to be 6. Because there's usually 2 clear people that should be there. It's that dilution at the end. Do you want a full playoff? Do you want a 16? Do you want a 12?
Oh, 4. It shouldn't be that hard. To me, by the end of the year, we still have teams are 8-0 right now, 9-0. They still have like 4 or 5 games left. These teams are going to beat. They're going to lose. Michigan State's probably going to lose Ohio State.
So doesn't that actually make the complaint now moot because there's more games to play? Although Cincinnati, I think, only has, 2 games left?
No, they have 4, but they're all cupcake. They're going to kill them all, and it's not going to help them. They need people to lose. But the thing is...
even their AAC championship game, whatever it is, it's not going to help them.
Yeah, so that's the thing is, to me, it should be...
And Cincinnati has applied and attempted to play other teams that refused even neutral games.
Yeah, and
Alabama being one of them.
And that's where I really think that it's supposed to be... Like, it shouldn't be that hard. There's never a year. Most of the time, there are 2 teams that we know are the best. Most of the time. And this year, like, honestly, on paper, it's probably Georgia and Alabama are probably the best teams.
How could Carson Wentz throw such a shitty pass to a guy that it didn't have a guy 20 yards with it?
But the thing is, so, like, they put Georgia and Alabama 1 and 2. And they probably are the best 2 teams in the country. That's probably true. But Alabama did lose.
And you can't keep giving them rewards.
And no, they still control their destiny. I think a 1-loss Alabama probably still makes it because they beat Georgia. And here's the thing: by the end of the year, there won't be 6 undefeated teams.
They keep finding a way to.
Well, Oklahoma will probably lose.
I hope so.
Michigan State will probably lose, and that'll clean it up a little bit because then those 2 teams come out, and then you can have Alabama, Georgia, Cincinnati, and whoever. Ohio State or whoever.
It's garbage. This is not fair.
Yeah.
I picked my game based on Mike White.
Like, I don't think that, like, Wake Forest will go undefeated either. But that's the thing is, it'll work itself out. Everyone always panics at this part of the year because they're always like, oh, my gosh, we need a 12-game playoff because there's, like, 8 teams. No. Wait 2 more weeks. And, Wake Forest or Michigan State, if Michigan State loses to Ohio State, Michigan State's going to plummet from, like, 4th to, like, 17th. Like, they're just going to, like, because they barely, were low, and they just worked their way up from barely winning games. Like, as they lose, they'll drop to, like, 12 or something. So it'll work itself out. But my thing is, when everyone says we need to trade to 8 or 12, I'm like, no, we don't. It's supposed to be the 4 teams that we think are the absolute, like have an argument for being the best team.
Penn State's got 2 losses now, don't they?
I think they're done.
They're done.
They have the shitty offense, and they're done. Because I don't think a Big Ten team gets in with a loss. Unless it's Ohio State. Because unfair or not, preseason assumptions of how good you are matter. Like Alabama was ranked number 1 going into the year, so they get like a free pass. If they,
you can't win every game every year for 4 years straight without some sort of lack of.
And that's fine. But like to me, they should have to win out. If they lose to Georgia, they'll be out, and they probably will be.
For that same reason, I think Cincinnati gets in because they were undefeated last year. They're undefeated this year. To be able to keep up that sort of consistency and not...
I think they lost once last year and they didn't get in.
They were 8. I thought
they should make it if they go undefeated. Because to me, any team that's undefeated outside of like that UTSA school, if they go undefeated, you can't really put them in. You know what I mean? Like, if Ball State goes undefeated, where I went, you can't put Ball State in. Just because they went undefeated. Like, that doesn't really work. But like, Wake Forest, oh my goodness, he's gone.
The Taylor?
Yeah.
But it's so fast.
But if Wake Forest...
I'm glad I'm not playing this week.
Yeah. If Wake Forest goes undefeated and the ACC, to me, they deserve to go. You know, because there's not going to be more than 4 undefeated teams, right? There won't be. There's only 6 right now. Like I said, one of them doesn't really count. UTSA. So there are 5 teams that play in even slightly real conferences that are undefeated. they're not all 5 going to win out.
Correct.
Like Georgia, Oklahoma, Michigan State, Cincinnati, and there's no way they're all 5 going to go undefeated. So it's not going to matter to me. But to me, the problem is I think that there's a chance that Cincinnati goes undefeated.
Since it was 8-0 last year.
Oh, 8-0. Yeah, that was a weird
They had a
year.
shortened season.
I was thinking of that year. Yeah, if you go 12-0 or 13-0 like a real year, you deserve to go.
And based on everything with the way they built up the program.
But no, they should go because, to me, like, Alabama and Oregon are both getting it over them right now. They've both lost.
Mm-hmm.
I don't... And Ohio State's 5th, and they've lost.
Want to know a shitty thing? The Cincinnati Bearcats are having a brand new top-of-the-line indoor facility being built for them. Bengals, still no indoor facility.
Yeah.
They use the Cincinnati Bearcats facilities now.
That's funny.
Like how? Like how is that fucking possible? God, 42-10. This game really got out of hand really quick.
That's going to cover.
Put Mike White in. I don't care if he's got a fucked up hand, a fucked up arm. I don't care if he's armless.
The Colts could have to punt on first down every single play, and I'm not sure that the Jets could cover.
God, Jonathan Taylor fucking 33 points in this fantasy league. Huh?
I think the Colts could punt on first down every single play
and still win. Yeah,
and still not cover. So the Jets still not cover because the Jets have to score 22 more points. I don't know if they have it in them.
I went from a 20% chance of winning to a 60% chance of winning based on Jonathan Taylor and Ty Johnson, who has 6 yards and a fumble.
Yikes.
Woo! That's the beauty of fantasy football, I guess. Look at you, 33 points. You're still projected to lose, though.
I know. I was projected to get hammered. Her team's really good.
Her?
I was going through
Her?
Yeah.
How you gonna lose to some bitch? Some dirty cocksucker bitch.
I'm facing Jonathan Taylor in this league. Perfect.
That's great, man.
This talks about multiple leagues.
Look at it. You know, just cut Josh Johnson. Just cut.
Yeah,
You can pull someone off the street to get 15 yards.
Michael Carter's about to eat though. He's about to get like.
Yeah, he's gonna have
so many garbage
76 yards in the drive.
No, I mean, even if in this game he gets 70 more yards, he's gonna get like 10 catches. He's gonna get like 17 just garbage points. But yeah, to me, I think that's
He
the
looks
biggest
like such a
problem with
baby.
the college football playoff is they're not fixing what was the problem. The problem was Oregon having a legitimate complaint that they were the best team in the country, and it's happened other times. There was a year Michigan
And it's
State.
going to keep happening because they don't accumulate for it. Like, they don't account for
There
it.
was a year that Michigan State went undefeated and didn't get to make it.
That was the Kirk Cousins time, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they counted themselves as national champions, even though they didn't get to actually play in the game.
Yeah. That was BCS standings, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like it's years like that.
Based on those standings, though, that weird formula they had, they were.
No, and that's years like that where that's where they're trying to fix it. But the problem is they're
Now they're
trying
following
to
the same
rank-
trend.
Well, they're trying to rank who they think are the 4 best teams. But to me, like I said, that's not the issue. The issue is who are the 4 teams that have the best argument for being the best team.
How do you keep making a formula and then trying to pull away from it?
Because you want the best team to get a play. And yeah, are there years that you're going to put Cincinnati in? We'll say Cincinnati's a small conference, or Wake Forest. We'll say Wake Forest because undefeated and they make it, and they're the 4 seed. You know what? Yeah,
Then let 'em get
there are
raped.
going to be years that get absolutely dismantled by like Alabama or whatever. But that's the advantage
earn
of
their
Alabama
way
having
there.
to be number 1.
Yeah, they earned their chance to get there.
Yep. And Alabama earned their chance to get the easier matchup.
Let them find out you're not that guy. Yeah.
Well,
Put undefeated Cincinnati at 4. Go something. Put them in the playoff.
Yeah, and the thing is, I have no problem with if they even want to rank Ohio State 3rd or something, as long as Cincinnati's in. Cincinnati has to be in, though. I don't really care about the seeding because everyone has to win 2 games when it gets down to it.
Yeah.
So, like, it doesn't – you got to beat them. So I don't really care. Like,
You don't have to worry about a blowout national championship because they won't get there if they're not there.
and that's the thing, exactly. And that's the thing, like, with – it's like, okay, so Alabama destroys them and just makes them look stupid in the first round of the playoff. Okay. And then they don't have
But it'll squash that weird-ass bullshit talk.
But like I said, I think that's the issue. Like UCF that 1 year. Probably.
Hey, that was a good year.
They should have made it.
Was that 5 years ago?
But they should have made it because to me, if you're undefeated and you beat at least a ranked team,
and they had that team.
but you have to beat a ranked team.
Who is that?
Moore. That's a second. But you gotta beat.
Who the fuck is Elijah Moore?
As a rookie. You gotta beat a real team though. Like you can't.
He looks like fucking Tyreek Hill.
You can't just beat up on all the tiny little tech schools and then be in the championship. But like Cincinnati has played enough decent teams. Some of the teams have done it before. They beat Notre Dame, who's ranked 10th right now. And that's the thing. Notre Dame.
Adam just sent me another trade.
Notre Dame probably. He rejected my trade. I tried to make a trade that was even.
He offered me Azuma. 2022 first round, yours. 2020 second, mine. 2022 second, Rocket Man. He is trying so hard for Hawkinson, but like, how do you? I can't give up Hawkinson. You know how hard it is to give up the number 2 tight end who's only in the league for a year?
Yeah, I'm trying to trade him for Antonio Gibson and DJ Moore together, and he's not having it. And I was going to give him Derrick Henry and Michael Thomas.
Why would I give someone who could legit run our fantasy league tight end for 7 years?
Right. And that's the thing. I'm also trying to. He wants a tight end, so I tried off from Dawson Knox.
That's not a bad pick though. Like,
and I threw Cam Akers in there as a thing, and he's like, no, no counter.
That Dynasty Football League shit is so hard. It's trying to future-proof yourself. So, and then this upcoming draft class for tight ends is weak as shit. There's two tight ends in the top like 150.
How to put Elijah Moore on the block now that he scored twice tonight.
So Moore's putting up a great day, but Crowder's still a target monster for Wilson.
He has DJ Moore and Gibson on the trade block, so I don't understand the issue. Like they're both on the trade block, and he's like, I'm not trading them.
I think people start using accessory apps to control the strength of their trade, which is what he does. He sends me screenshots to let me know I'm wrong for saying a player isn't worth this or that. But yeah, if you put 7 players in draft picks,
he sends you screenshots.
Yeah.
The thing is, I found a tool that was better than the one he used. That I think he used the one that's like the Dynasty Trade Calculator or whatever that everyone seems to be using in that league. I saw one that was even better that it asks for your roster construction and it calculates star power. So like on a trade, it calculates the fact that like if I'm giving Derrick Henry up for
although
Deontay Johnson,
it's not based on point accumulation because if I give you 7 players, of course you're going to win.
Right, we'll say Derrick Henry has 8,000 points, and Deontay Johnson has 4,000 points, and then you also have Robert Woods who has 3,000 points, and someone else who has 1,000 points. Even though it's even, it adds those 3, and then based on how many players you're getting back,
2 of those players probably aren't going to play.
It'll say like, it'll add like 5,000 to yours because you have the biggest star here, so you get an extra like 5,000 points.
This guy pops up on social media, so it gives you a little sway.
But it's funny because like I just offered it. Like I just offered him. I took Cam Akers out and made it Gibson and Moore for Knox, Henry, and Thomas in a pick, and he was like, no. Like he's not even based in reality. He wants Michael Thomas. He wants Derrick Henry, but he's not willing to give me DJ Moore even. Like I don't even try to take Justin Jefferson because I know he's a Vikings fan. You know, and I'm not even trying to take Aaron Jones or Zeke or anything.
Yeah, he gave up 3 first-round picks for
Jefferson. Yeah, it's like.
Let's see. So I'll do it now with a slight buzz on with you here now, so we can discuss this. He wants Hawkinson so bad.
I just want to trade you for Hawkinson now, just like Derrick Henry for Hawkinson, straight up. Even though it completely probably screws me, just to be like, ah. And then just be like, I'm never trading him.
You probably could because you were leading I'm one of the lower teams.
But that's the thing is, the reason is, I think talent-wise, in that trade that I did, where I got Gibson and Moore for Henry and Michael Thomas and Dawson Knox, I think talent-wise, I'm losing that trade right now. I'm getting a little younger, and I have players I can actually play this season. That's what it is. Like Michael Thomas and Derrick Henry are out, and I have a good team, so I'm just trying to fill my roster. You know, because I have Jonathan Taylor, I have Jalen Hurts, I have Deontay, I have a decent team, so I'm just trying to fill my roster out.
Let's see. This is it's going to go to be an extreme trade. So we talk about DJ Moore, Elijah Moore. I'm going to give up Hawkinson, and Pittman, and
I just texted him and said, I just said, not mentioning these players all because I was sending you guys you asked for and asking for guys on your trade block. I don't know how close we are because he's just rejecting them. But I'm like, he has all those guys on his trade block, but then isn't willing to actually trade them. Like what he wants to do is he wants to trade me like I think he really thinks Antonio Gibson's better than Derrick Henry, which just creates a problem. Like I think that because he offered me one trade, I think it was like Antonio Gibson. He has Antonio Gibson and Elijah Moore, and I gave him Derrick Henry and Deontay Johnson. So like I'm paying the premium to get Antonio Gibson.
Deontay's got a fucking bright future.
Right. That's the thing is like he's having me pay extra, and like that doesn't make any sense. Like I would only trade. Like I've been trying to trade Derrick Henry all season.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want him, but everyone keeps trying to give me trades where I get a worse player, and then I give them more.
And in the long run, they benefit more.
Right, like people kept offering me like
they want an immediate and long-term benefit.
Like one guy offered me like David Montgomery and what was it? Let me see his team. I can figure it out. But that same guy offered me. I know he had David Montgomery. Yeah, this guy offered me David Montgomery and.
You guys don't want to hear this. Let me just end this now. And we're going to talk about this for a minute because it seems like our team is really...
He offered me Montgomery and T.Y. Hilton for, like, Derrick Henry. And like.
Thanks for listening to the On Call Podcast. Check us out on Twitter @OnCallPod. Interested in being a sponsor or want to be on the show? Drop us an email at oncallpod@gmail.com. For more info, go to oncallpod.com.